All right. Okay. So, hey, this is Maria Feekes. I'm Executive Director of Adonis Fertility International. Typically, I'm located in Colorado, United States. My team member is also located in Arizona. So we're all over the place. But today it's a little bit different because I am here in Kyiv. At one of our Adonis facilities, and I'm excited to have a guest. So we have Victor here. We're not going to use last names, but
Hi,
Victor.
yes.
Yes, hi. So Victor, he's really phenomenal in the sense that, well, I actually will let him share the story. So Victor, how long you've been in Kyiv?
I was born here.
You were born here?
Yeah, let's say 48 years.
Okay, okay, so his age is no longer a secret. So Victor have been here for 48 years. And how many years have you been dealing with renting apartments and just accommodations?
Approximately 20.
Approximately 20 years. Okay, so for 20 years, Victor have been dealing with that. So the reason we're talking about accommodations today, because, many of you know that I have been doing like the journey, since I've been here in Kyiv, literally walking in the steps of our families and patients. And accommodations, where to stay in Kyiv is always a big question. So that's why I thought, inviting someone like Victor, who is in the industry of the apartment rentals, who has several properties, and we're not doing it as a promotion saying, take things from Victor, absolutely not. But really kind of have a candid discussion, just say, okay, if you looking for the apartments, where to stay, what to do, and really how is that, districts in Kyiv look like and what the city is. So that's why thank you so much, Victor, for allowing your time. And he is so tired because he had people coming in and out. He had quite a few. How many people moved into apartments today?
3. So 3 change.
Yeah, so he had, three different accommodations, check-ins, check-outs. So, okay. Well, I would like, so first of all, I did not know Victor personally, but I know some of our families have been renting some of his apartments. And I always like to ask questions. Hey guys, where did you stay? What's your feedback? Did you like it? Did you not? Because we also make recommendations. We always like to know what was the actual experience. And, so some of our families said, okay, here's some of the apartments we like. And when I asked for connection, and I was kind of speaking to Victor, coincidence is, and what was the coincidence? Что когда мы поговорили, то оказалось, что у нас большие связи с Адонисом. So
yeah, I'm now the happy father of 8 months son, and he was born in Adonis. So
okay, so
Adonis.
Yes, in the Adonis maternity hospital. So guys, we didn't even know, but the world is small. So yeah, so he's the happy father of an 8 months old, and his son actually was born in Adonis. So that was quite a coincidence, I thought. So yes, and Victor actually said, I said, okay, well, how was the experience at the hospital? And he said, you said something beautiful.
It was one of the first baby who was born in this new
in the second
hospital,
maternity hospital, in the new one.
District. And actually, I told to my wife, we doesn't pay so much money as we have a lot of attention from all the because we just was the first one of the first one.
Okay, well, I was
a lot of people, a lot of attention, a lot of help, because first baby, I don't know anything.
Yeah. Well,
it was really.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful experience.
Yeah. Well, I actually was at the new hospital, just yesterday, and so many people were there, and I noticed that there is a lot of attention to each patient as well. So I think what you experienced by being one of the first patients is actually a big tradition. But anyway, so thank you for being here with us. So the first question I have is just, tell me, like, you traveled a lot. Just give me a little bit, like, do you like Kyiv? Do you not? Because
I love Kyiv.
You love Kyiv.
I was born here. I love.
Okay. And what makes it special?
It's a beautiful green. Uh, European city. So
Okay.
we are living in one of the European capital with over 1,500 year history.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's-
Okay, okay. And guys, as we're talking, please let us know if it's hard to hear us, okay? Or if I need to repeat anything from Victor, but I think so far, some of you gave us thumbs up that you could hear us, but we have masks on. Okay, so if people, so, all right, so someone arrives. So imagine you have your dear friends, okay, or your dear families, or someone you really love is saying, hey, Victor, I'm ready to come to Kyiv. Like, what suggestions you would give me? What areas should I look for?
Okay,
What would you say?
Stay in the city center.
You said stay in the city
Stay in the
center.
city center, and
If you like
it's-
history.
If no, it's there are a lot of restaurants, there are a lot of cafes,
Okay.
there are a lot of grocery shops, just in the short walking distance. Just sometimes in the same building there are some small grocery, and you don't need to walk to get your packet of milk or whatever.
Okay, we are getting feedback
again,
that sometimes it's hard to hear your. Sometimes
I will try, guys, to talk a bit louder.
Louder.
I will
Okay.
try. So sorry. Again, security. Yeah, from the security reason, the most central area is more secure. So
Okay. Okay. So you like security of the center?
Anyway, Kyiv is a secure city.
Safe, secure city.
Secure
Okay.
city, yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned it, and we didn't prepare for that, so we didn't practice any questions, guys. I do get chance. They're saying can't hear Victor. So let's continue talking louder. So you're saying that Kyiv is safe and secure because sometimes we get questions like how safe it is. So it's really safe to walk at night, in the evening. Actually, guys, I was very surprised. I saw families walking as late as like 11 o'clock at night, just being with the strollers, walking.
Especially now because of the hot weather. We walk, me and my wife, we come back home at 10 at 11 with a baby because it's a perfect time to get a walk with a baby. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And you can do it. It's not a problem.
Okay, all right. So you never felt, you
No.
always feel safe and
No.
anywhere you go. Okay,
No.
that's fantastic. So you say, okay, so city center is definitely very well known because history is many restaurants.
That's a comfort of the life.
Comfort of the life. Yeah. Okay, all right.
You can walk everywhere you need on most of the place you
Okay.
need, you can walk there.
Yeah.
So there are some secured apartments or building.
Like a gated buildings?
Gated buildings, okay. But you are far away from everything.
Okay, so, all right. That makes sense. So what about, but you also said like, if, for example, people are, thinking of renting a car, which many people should not, like your suggestion was if you're traveling, perhaps it's not the best thing to rent a car because.
No, you don't need it. We have Uber, we have a local taxi, we have a Bolt, is some other European providers similar to Uber, and the price is really cheap, and they work very reliable, and really don't need a headache where to park my car in the city center.
So the parking is really tough.
The parking in the city center is
tough.
It's
okay.
a huge problem.
Okay, so just use one of the taxis, and we could provide to you the details on type of taxis, and you could have apps downloaded and so forth. All right. So when you're looking, all right, so no parking downtown. I'm just trying to think through some of the conveniences.
It's restricted. There are some, but really restricted.
Yeah.
So it's some in the yard, and it's not secure, so well secure.
Okay, not as well. Okay, got it. So also because the buildings are older, right? So there is really no, like right in the downtown of Kyiv, there is no brand new apartments. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, but the scenery is amazing.
There are few new buildings, but exactly in the downtown there are no.
Okay, exactly in downtown, no. So talk us through maybe pluses and minuses of the buildings that are more historical and not, what to expect.
Okay, the old building, this is where the new building, the new apartments, yeah? The old building, okay, It's a beautiful because it's a history. Yeah.
So beautiful building, it's history. Okay.
Beautiful building because of the neighbors.
Because of the neighborhood, just where you are.
Not so many people there.
Uh-huh.
With advantage, yeah, and location.
And location, prime location as far as like life and everything going.
New buildings, we have few. It's also it's good thing. Just you have to understood that if it's building, it's new. The next 3, 4, 5 years, it will be construction around you. And if you stay with a baby, most probably stay 1 month at the apartment 24 hours, yeah. And you will hear construction. You can hear, yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to have a new building, there are some close to botanical garden or whatever.
Right.
And they are fine. They are already 7, 10 years old, and with new infrastructure, that's fine.
Okay.
Don't take a very new one buildings.
Not very new one that just got built one by itself, because we also seen some gated communities that were already well developed. So they are fine because it's not just one single building and nothing is around.
Yep.
Okay, got it. So we'll take it in consideration when you guys making suggestions for you. So you work a lot with Airbnb.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. So when someone is looking into Airbnb, they're looking at the listing. So they decided on a zip code where they want to stay, or type of area downtown, and maybe gated community, or maybe some of the things that, and we'll talk about transport as well. What are some things they should be looking for in a listing?
I will offer using some filters.
Filters, okay.
Airbnb provided.
All right.
It's not 100% that you have to do it, but it will make your choice easy. First one, it's try to find a superhost.
Superhost, okay.
Second one, try to find an instant book.
I'm sorry.
Instant book.
Instant book. What does this mean?
Instant booking. So you don't need even to say hello to the host before you need to book. You can pay it and take it straight.
Okay.
What does it mean? If they're apartment managed by Airbnb superhost, that most probably he want to keep this superhost status next year, next month.
So it's important. Reputation of superhost is important.
He will try to keep the level of the service first. What does it mean, the instant book on Airbnb? To 99%, you can be sure and secure that the calendar it's actual, and this apartment belonged to that guy.
Okay, guys, did you hear that? And by the way, if some things, and I know many of you, like we use Airbnb a lot in Canada, in America, all over the world, and maybe some things do make sense, and you could say, well, it's a basic about Airbnb, but the reason I want Victor to go over that is because sometimes there is maybe a stigma. Well, I don't want to say there is a stigma. I know that sometimes, you rent from someone and then you have some issues. We watching out for all of those things that Victor is telling us. And that's why I wanted you to hear firsthand that those things are important. Just, how you could be separated, from a good owner who's really decent, is trying to do everything amazing, versus someone that you will have a bad experience with here in Kyiv, right? Because, who knows?
We have a lot of good owner, good people who do it, and just as well, read reviews.
Read reviews, of course.
Read reviews and see if there are some booking was cancelled. The cancellation of the booking. This important thing. The second one.
Okay, important. Hang on, I didn't understand. So
if I am as a host, for example, cancel your stay, for example, as a guest.
Okay.
I will receive automatically message. This booking was cancelled
by the
host so many days before it started. So you can see, okay, this host already canceled 10 bookings.
Oh,
why?
No, that's not good.
Maybe he has a reason, yeah. Maybe it's starting to be construction next to the door and he has to do it.
Right.
But better you look for something else.
Okay.
And second one, look how many apartments the host have.
Okay, so there are many hosts who have many apartments.
It's many, but how many?
Okay.
If there is 10, 20, 30, it's okay. If it's 70 or 100, the situation, especially in Kyiv, most probably this host has nothing.
Really?
It's just a middleman who who doesn't really manage that property.
Okay. And what would be the downside of dealing with the broker who doesn't manage versus the owner?
If there are some problems, you have one middleman.
I see. Mm-hmm.
For example, if Lena have a problem with the washer, she called me directly.
If Abby
there
has,
are something happen.
I see. And like for you who respect your business and everything, like what do you think is a good standard? Like, do you come immediately? Like, is it okay? Like, I know in America we would expect things to be done immediately.
Airbnb is not a hotel. Yeah, we can be on vacation. Yeah. So we can be out of the city. So we can sleep at 3 a.m.
Okay.
At the time the guest wanna ask a question.
Right.
It's not the hotel with a lobby with 24-hour.
Okay, but you will do your best. You literally respond within how many hours? What would you say the fastest you guys the longest you responded?
Now 24 hours because of the small baby.
24 hours.
He has teasing now. And
yes, I see. Yeah, okay, so you talked about that it needs to be super host, it needs to be instant booking. We're looking at cancellations by the host. Anything else?
Yeah, and you take search by the map. It's really you can choose the area and look at the apartment traffic. What the people need who come because of the baby. Yeah,
I think it needs to be convenient access to the stores, to the drugstore,
the parks.
The parks
where they will walk with the strollers.
Walk with the strollers. Oh, I think also elevator. I think I would look for elevator.
Yeah. Ask the question to the owner.
Okay.
So it's important. We have in some old building very narrow elevators.
Very narrow elevators. Okay, so that would be because they cannot see it from the listing, but it's actually, I know a couple of times.
Just the arrow elevator is there. Okay, but what kind of elevator?
So ask this question. Well, from that perspective, then staying maybe in some newer areas could be also plus because they have modern configuration. They do have big elevators.
Anyway, for the city center, but
but you know, hypothetically,
some gated community.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Have you had how is typically handled? So what if people need to extend the stay? You know, because sometimes maybe how is it being handled? Is there any good way? Like, let's say they're booking for a month and then they and maybe some of the baby documents or something didn't arrive yet. They projected it like that hypothetically, and they need to extend it for 5 more days, 10 more days.
If the apartment is available.
If it's available, okay.
If it's booked, it's booked.
Okay. Do you have such practice as, and maybe it's a dumb question, but can you book and then maybe pre-book but not prepay? Like, and maybe, okay, so you book and you pay immediately. Okay. Do you have where if something changed, you could refund money? Is it possible for the amount of days that you didn't stay? Or what's your policy?
Sorry. So my policy you can read before the booking on Airbnb.
So it's already there.
Yeah, it's already there. Every host has different policies. Generally, if the guests have to leave earlier, and I was able to rebook these days, I do refund.
Okay, fantastic. So if the days could be rebooked, you will get a refund. Again, we're talking about
the price that was rebooked. So,
okay, all right.
It's going to be a bit less money or the same money.
Yeah. Talk to us about the maybe seasons. Like, what do you typically, is Kyiv always busy and it's always crazy amount, or is it like up and down, fluctuate? How does the market look like?
Usually the off season is, let's say, starting end of November.
Off season, end of November. Did you guys hear that?
Middle of November, end of November, and until beginning of March. It's off
Okay,
season.
it's an off
It's
season.
off season.
Okay, and what you would
It
you?
depends of now with coronavirus and
Uh-huh.
everything move, and people just want to travel at the point it's possible.
Okay, I see, I see. And summer typically, is this your hottest time, hottest season in Kyiv?
Okay, the hottest season was because of especially my apartments.
Uh-huh.
I have a business traveler who come, and this was an exhibition time.
Exhibition times
it's
for
autumn,
you.
autumn and spring.
Fall and spring. Okay.
Summer was always good, but
because of the tourists.
Because of the tourists, but autumn, starting end of August till middle of November, that's the top season.
Does it make sense to book things way in advance? Would people get a better price if they book like?
No.
It doesn't matter when they book.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So, and you don't care also if they book like 1 day in advance or 5 months in advance?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't change anything.
No.
Okay. All right. What are some amenities that you think absolutely should be in an apartment? And if this is not there, you guys should be not, pass that offer.
The good internet connection.
Good internet. So
I try to provide two different providers each apartment.
Two different providers.
If there are some problem with one, it's the people are able to connect.
And would you list it in your listing, or is it one of the questions they should ask in a private message to the host?
Yeah, it's possible to ask.
Okay. So ask about the internet speed, and if there is an option for a backup provider, if they have more than one provider.
It's not common. It's just.
But it's a nice to have. Okay, great. What else?
Hot water backup.
Hot water backup. Okay, guys. So this is Kyiv, hot water backup.
Yeah, summertime, it's very necessary. Even in the winter, if something happen with water supply on the end of supply, there are no hot water for 1, 2, 3 days. So the boiler.
Boiler. Okay, so boiler needs to be. So it needs to be one of the things that is listed.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a difference on the size of the boiler? Like.
Any boiler that
will be fine.
Will be fine to give you possible at least to have a shower. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not always possible to fill jacuzzi with a boiler.
Right. But to take a shower to have.
Backup, yes.
Okay. All right. What other things should be in an apartment? What about air conditioning? Is it common for all apartments to have air conditioning?
99% apartments now have air conditioning.
99% they do?
Yeah,
okay, so air conditioning is common. Okay. What about what TV and things like that? This is all common. Yes. What about appliances? Is it common to have all of the, extra fan, I don't know, microwave, things like that?
On Airbnb, according to Airbnb. If you book the apartment, there are a list of amenities. Check that list.
Check that list.
If there are not such amenity listed, that's most probably it will be also not at the apartment.
Okay. Okay.
So not that you expected to have it. So check the list and ask a question to the owner. It's cost you nothing to ask.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, but I'm still glad that you walked us through it because, for example, boiler, guys. I don't know about you, but coming from America, I wouldn't think about looking for a boiler. This is not common for me. So I'm glad you brought it up. Yes. What about, can people drink water out of the faucet?
Yes.
Or
it's maybe not tasty so much, but it's not.
Okay, so it's somewhat safe, but if they want, they could also.
People can
buy the big bottles of water.
Can they order the big bottle of the water? But again, the people can cook with that water. Can teeth.
Okay, so cooking with the water out of the faucet is okay. Clean teeth, taking shower is fine, not a problem. Okay, all right, perfect. What about? Talk to me about
just one funny thing about the water. I have one apartment. They have a really one mistake. I have a bright white bathroom and bright white light, and we have unfortunately the water from the Dnieper River It has a light green color. It's a
Okay.
natural color of that water.
Okay, so it has
And
some
the people,
tint to it.
yeah, and the people say this: you have a
Dirty water. It's
No,
not. It's
no,
just against the background.
It's against the bright white.
Yeah.
The bath and with that light, but it's a natural color of that water. It's the people have to know. It's happy.
Yes, yes. Talk to us about the roads and just intersection. I experienced a lot of traffic. I felt like, you know, having access closer to the roads. Like, talk us through that. Just have patience.
Don't understood completely your question.
Oh, the question. How is the traffic and the road system of Kyiv?
Terrible.
Terrible. Did you hear that?
Terrible.
That's like a person who said, you know, who loves Kyiv was from the bottom of his heart. Yes.
Terrible.
So, okay. So thinking through logistics of your travels, that would be important. You know, just, you know, which places you need to go and which side.
Better to stay in a walking distance from everything.
Walking distance from everything, or maybe, okay, or maybe just still, at least what I heard, you know, because we have some clinics, let's say a lot of our clinics, they're on, so like the river separates the city into right side and the left side. And there is a lot of trouble when you're trying to pass from one side to another. Is this true?
The bridges, the bridges in the morning time and in the evening time. In the morning time, the people go to work, and the evening come back home.
Okay. So I guess to me that was, you know, I definitely, you know, when our families will be traveling.
We don't have bridges enough now.
Yeah. Well, good, you know, at Adonis we have, you know, some clinics we have on the right side, which could be helpful, and right side, that is downtown side. Is this correct?
Yeah, correct.
And then we have a network of clinic on the left side. So that's where, like, depending on your trip and what kind of services you need, we will be helping you to kind of try to figure out which side it's better to be on. But yeah. Okay, this is great. Guys, any questions from you? And I know typically there is like so many questions, but we already pre-asked quite a few that came ahead of time. So is there anything you would like to know about the places, the stay, from someone who have been born in Kyiv, spent all his life in Kyiv, knows the Kyiv in and out? Is there anything else? So we talked about, I'm just looking through, okay. Talk about transport, things to consider when looking at the Airbnb. Infrastructure, I think we talked about it. Okay. What to look for before you check in. You walked us through the list. I think I have, is there anything else you would like to add?
Not actually, just if the people want to book the apartment and want to do it by themselves, really check the reviews. Check the reviews. Don't think. Don't take the cheapest opportunity, because it will be maybe something wrong with it.
Okay, don't take the cheapest opportunity.
Not existing apartment or whatever.
And such things are possible?
Everything is possible.
Okay.
Everything is possible. If you read some, I'm connected to some Airbnb Facebook, Airbnb related Facebook pages in America, and get.
It's anywhere. It's not just in Kyiv. It's anywhere. Everywhere. Absolutely. You know, just be smart.
The booking can be duplicated or whatever.
Okay. All right.
I have it in Kyiv. I have to contact Airbnb a few times to cancel this.
I see. But typically, you know, everything is smooth, and you really.
Yeah, that's if the host has reviews, at least 5, 10, 100, whatever, and doesn't have over 55 or 70 apartments. It should be good.
It's an owner this is their livelihood.
We have now a lot of people who just renting his own apartments and take care about it and clean perfectly and really love the place, and have reviews and we give them possible to advertise it. I really like it.
Another quick question: do you have ever rate by the month, or it's always by the day? Or can someone negotiate?
Yes, actually, it's up to the host.
Up to the host. Okay, so it's
It's a good question. Some hosts, me, for example, we have a long stay discount. Long stay discount starting from 28 night.
Long stay starts from 28 nights.
Yes.
Do you guys hear that? Okay.
And for example, if you have to be there at 25 or 27 night, check the rate. What will be if you had 28 nighs?
Okay. Okay.
Maybe 28 nights will be cheaper
cheaper
than 25.
Okay, all right. This is actually a good thing. So if you're looking at like 25 or something to close to 28, check if you're
If there are
long-term discount, that is good. Okay.
Sometimes it's better to add 1 or 2 nights and have a cheaper
and really
rate.
have a cheaper rate.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
well, that's a good one. I didn't consider this one. This is awesome. There is a question. Can one pay a month-by-month rent for fully serviced apartments with a kitchen? Seems that every place wants yearly. Well, so James, они спрашивают, если можно брать в аренду от месяца к месяцу, или выглядит, что как будто бы все хотят за год.
Depends on. A long-term booking is a long-term booking with a contract with a 3 months prepayment or whatever.
Oh, okay. Long-term,
So,
okay. So long-term booking,
it's
3
cheaper,
months.
But you will not be able to do it. You have a 1-year contract. You have 2 or 3 months prepayment, and so the contract for the long term.
So you really cannot do months by months. You cannot say, I want to have 28 nights, because then you
booking
don't.
Allowed you to make months by months. Airbnb allowed you to make months by months. VRBO allowed you to make month by
So you
months.
can.
You can, of course.
Okay, so you can do
But
months
you
by
will not
months.
to get that rate
Of the year.
really of the yearly booking. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, guys, so I hope this question answers. So technically you can do months by months rent, but you will not get a rate, the year discount rent, unless you actually do have that year commitment with the 3 months prepayment. Only then you have, the benefit of the monthly lower rate. Anyway, it totally makes sense. Okay, but otherwise, at the minimum, you definitely could check out if there is an option for long stay, and typically it starts from 28 days. And
the system calculated automatically.
Everything, got it.
So, but if you stay less than 28, just check what will be.
Check what be the rate
total,
at 28 and see if
total,
it's going to be discount.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Anything that you think we have not shared, that like if it was your loved one, dear cousin from America coming, and you want that.
Just
Anything else you would have told them?
Okay, use the transfer from the airport. Don't try to use the public transportation with the luggage from the airport.
No, don't. And we're meeting all of our customers.
Few people trying to do it.
So public transport, no, don't use that.
You're waiting them for 3 hours.
No, yeah. Well, good you're saying it. That's why we're meeting everyone.
We have a beautiful places, so a lot of bars and restaurants. Please don't walk that drunk at the night on the street, because at that point it's become to be dangerous a little bit, but everywhere in the world.
Yes, but I think our parents will not, because they're coming with the babies. They're not going to be drinking late at night for sure. Yes, but you're saying, but taxis is fine.
Taxis is fine,
Fine, okay.
Uber,
take it anywhere.
Don't even talk to the driver. The driver drive you from point A.
Point A, you don't even need to tell them where you go. Just everything is being shown. Okay, fantastic. And again, the city is quite safe, what you're saying.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, if there is any more questions, do ask us. Otherwise, I want to let Victor go, because he has a brand new 8 months baby waiting at home. He just, I'm sure there's many sleepless nights, and he's laughing. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye, guys. Hope to see you here. I don't know. I really fell in love with the city. До свидания. Bye-bye.